Hello teacher, my name is Alexandra Torres. I am 20 years old and today I'm going to talk about formative and summative assessments. Formative assessments. Formative assessments refer to a wide variety of methods that teachers use to conduct in-process evaluations of students' comprehension, learning needs, and academic progress during a lesson, unit, or course. Formative assessments help teachers identify concepts that the students are struggling to understand, skills they are having difficulty acquiring, or learning standards they have not yet achieved, so that adjustments can be made to lessons, instructional techniques, and academic support. The general goal of formative assessment is to collect detailed information that can be used to improve instruction and student learning while it's happening. Many educators and experts believe that formative assessment is an integral part of effective teaching. While formative assessments help teachers identify learning needs and problems, in many cases the assessments also help students develop a stronger understanding of their own academic strengths and weaknesses. When students know what they do well and what they need to work harder on, it can help them take greater responsibility over their own learning and academic progress. Examples of formative assessments. Questions that teachers pose to individual students and group of students during the learning process to determine what specific concepts or skills they may be having trouble with. Specific, detailed, and constructive feedback that teachers provide on students' work, such as journal entries, essays, worksheets, research papers, projects, ungraded quizzes, lab results, or works of art, design, and performance. The feedback may be used to revise or improve a work product, for example. Admit slips are a similar strategy used at the beginning of a class or lesson to determine what students have retained from previous learning experience. Summative assessments. The definition of summative assessment is any method of evaluation performed at the end of a unit that allows a teacher to measure a student understanding, typically against standardized criteria. In contrast to the informal nature of formative assessment, summative assessments require clear expectations and timelines to be set to give students the best opportunity to success. In that cases, the teachers use rubrics or assessment criteria to ensure students understand what to expect in any such test. The results of summative assessments are usually significant, used to determine whether a student passes a unit or even a class. Examples of summative assessments. Some examples are written assessment, performance assessment, standardized assessment, and oral assessment. The written assessment, students will be tasked with writing an original piece, such as a narrative or analytic essay. Performance assessment. With this type, students will be required to do an activity or task that will showcase their abilities. Standardized assessment. Students will take an exam created for a given curriculum and will be measured against existing rubric, shared with the students throughout the course. Oral assessment. Students will craft and deliver an oral piece such as a speech or presentation. Um, in this case, the teachers can also utilize the summative assessments in the field of social work and apply it to students in their classroom. It illustrates how social workers can utilize summative assessments to determine if an intervention was successful for a client. The same concept can be applied to determining if a teacher instructional method is successful for students. Now, what is the differences between formative and summative assessments? The primary difference between formative and summative assessments is the time period in which they are given, while summative assessments is given upon completion of a unit. Formative assessment is ongoing. The goal of formative assessment is to help teachers determine any gaps in students' knowledge and areas where they can improve, allowing teachers to adapt their lesson planning accordingly. Another key difference is that summative assessments are often graded material, while formative assessments can range from students or peers assessments to teacher assessment or general observation. Learning how to design effective assessments for students is difficult and can require some creativity, especially when considering the wide range of learners and individual needs in a classroom. What is effective for one student may not work for another, and while the traditional exam format is the most common way to test students in an official capacity, it does not necessarily provide the best gauge of a student's knowledge and ability. Thank you, teacher. That's everything. Thank you and see you later.